have experience in our sector? Or have you ever worked in our sector before? Have you ever had those questions? And what usually happens is the salesperson's palms go all clammy and they start going, well, we have worked with blah, 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 and they start vomiting all over them. And then you look at the prospect and their eyes sort of glaze over as if they're uninterested. It's because the question itself, again, requires an intuitively brilliant answer. So, what should you say if someone says to you, do you have experience in our sector? You don't know if the answer they're looking for is yes. The assumption is they want to hear you say, oh yes, of course we have experience, because you believe that you feel that's the credibility they're looking for. But prospects are shifty little buggers, and sometimes they ask questions to trap you. Think about it. You're in a creative industry or a creative sector, and someone says to you, do you have experience in our sector? The assumption is they want you to say yes. But what if they don't? What if they're sick and tired of the usual ideas, thoughts, outlooks, and opinions on their product or service, and they want something out of the bag? You just don't know. So, ask a question like, so when you say, do we have experience, is that because you're looking for someone that knows everything about your product or service? Or are you looking for someone that can offer a fresh perspective and is coming into it with a blank piece of sheet? Now that'll get the prospect thinking, won't it?
Very cool. Lots to think about.
The other way is if you get asked the question, have you ever worked in our sector or do you have experience, is to go back again in the form of a question. You're starting to see a pattern here, aren't you, folks? I answer every question with a question. So the other way, if someone says, have you any experience in our sector, is to say something like that. I get the feeling that if I tell you I haven't, you're going to say this isn't going to work. Again, it now forces them to clarify in that moment whether or not experience is vital to them or not vital. They're either going to say yes, we only want to work with people that have experience. Now the odds of that happening are kind of slim because most people aren't that stupidly pig-headed and dogmatic. You may get them say, well no, it's not. It's not a reason why we couldn't, but obviously if we're up against someone that does, then we're going to have to weigh other factors considerably more. Or they're going to say, no, not a problem. I was just curious. In fact, I had that recently. I was asked, have I ever sold luxury cars before? And I literally said to the owner of the business, if I told you I haven't, are you going to tell me we can't work together? He said, no. He goes, because to be honest, I don't think selling cars is hard. That's how you do it. I've forgotten the other one. My brain.
That's fine, that works, that's good. I like
Yeah.
that, ending that.
Okay.
So why don't you try that? That's brilliant.